know that, for example, front running on DEXs is a big issue, and actually a privacy thing can help us to solve this problem as well.
So we've come up with this novel approach of pricing stuff, and thanks to Polkadot, we don't use aggregates like people in DeFi usually use in Ethereum.
They don't quite understand this concept of we're not actually taking your DOT. You're not actually making a purchase. You're lending us DOT, and we're going to give it back.
And this gives an opportunity for those who are not familiar with blockchain, also getting them ready to code on blockchain.
A lot of teams and projects in the market are tackling the problem of cross-chain transfer of fungible tokens, but it has been a great challenge for the cross-chain transfer of NFTs.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So I'm Alex, the CEO and the founder with the Equilibrium team.
My name is Peter, and I'm responsible for the project management within Equilibrium.
Let me say a few words about our canary network, Genshiro. So currently, as you probably know, we're competing for the slot on the Kusama network. We have entered the candle auctions of the 15th auction on Kusama, and currently Genshiro is leading the race, which is exciting. xDOT is the revolutionary mechanics which changed the user experience for those who are participating on the crowd loans tremendously. It's actually the way how you guys can keep your DOT liquid while staking for parachain slots for your favorite project. Against each DOT that you are staking through the crowd loan mechanics, you will receive the xDOT wrapper on Genshiro specifically. The idea behind xDOT that you can do multiple things with that. You can enjoy liquidity of your DOTs that are actually locked in crowd loan, and during this period you can do certain operations with xDOT, which gives you more flexibility by far. You can go to equilibrium.io to stake for your favorite projects. They're currently undergoing the crowd loaning process, and then when each of them will be winning slots, you'll be getting xDOTs generated on the Genshiro network. xDOT is very secure. The idea behind xDOT that this multi-signature wallet is managed by trusted and influential counterparties who kindly joined xDOT and support the projects. So among them, there are the most influential and known venture capital firms, including Signum Capital, DFG, JBV, Genesis Block Ventures, and PNYX Ventures from Singapore. So they efficiently holding the keys from the multi-signature wallet where your guys' DOTs are staked.
So basically, as you know, since we already have Genshiro up and running and it's a fully functional blockchain, we will first launch xDOT within Genshiro. So how it will look like? Let's say some project wins a parachain slot in Polkadot and gets onboarded, and as soon as they do that, and we know all the rewards we need to distribute and how much who contributed, we just will mint those xDOT tokens inside Genshiro, and users will be able to use them inside Genshiro right away. Pretty much we'll be launching xDOT first in Genshiro and then in Equilibrium. When it comes down to use cases, as you know, we are like a money market protocol with a unique pricing approach, and pretty much what users can do in our system is use xDOT as a collateral and borrow stuff against it. You can mint stable coins against it. You can borrow all the different cryptos we currently support against it, and those cryptos, there are more than 10 of different names already inside Genshiro, and we're planning to add them to Equilibrium as well, and those tokens are bridgeable from Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. We're also working on adding other EVM compatible chains like Heko, maybe Polygon, Near, and we are currently in active development to see that we can actually add them out of the box. So one use case is pretty much borrow against xDOT. Another use case is you lock your xDOT as liquidity inside Genshiro or Equilibrium, and you earn interest from borrowers on that liquidity because you act as an insurer and as a system safeguard. And not only you earn interest from borrowers, you also earn liquidity farming rewards. And our liquidity farming rewards, at least in Genshiro, which is up and running right now, already amount to 25% APR And with all the borrowing rewards and borrowing interest, the numbers and figures are north of 30% APR. Another cool thing, of course, since we'll have this new AMM pool where xDOTs will be priced against DOTs as a yield-bearing instrument, since all of the AMMs, they offer functionality of liquidity pool tokens, we will pretty much mint users LP tokens for those users who provide the xDOT liquidity into the pool. And we will price those liquidity pool tokens according to some formula. And since we know the price of those tokens, they can be used in our system just like any other token. So pretty much you get xDOT liquidity on your DOT liquidity, and then you get your liquidity pool tokens liquidity on your xDOT liquidity. So it's like, you know, liquidity inception. We should go deeper, which is pretty cool because we give use cases on all those tokens in our systems.
The very important thing that I actually wanted to touch within this presentation is bonuses for staking through xDOT. This is a very important part, which definitely makes things even more interesting to the general community. So first of all, we have regular rewards, which we're paying anyways on any DOT staked for your favorite project through xDOT. And it's actually a 0.5 EQ token on every DOT contributed through xDOT. For some sort of handpicked selected projects, we will actually introduce double rewards. And instead of 0.5 EQ, you will get the 1 EQ token on every DOT that you are putting for your favorite projects through the xDOT platform. And what's maybe the most exciting here, and this is actually something that deserves a separate announcement, it's the brand new boost bonuses that we'll be giving out on specific crowd loan campaigns. So these boost bonuses will be allocated in the form of like separate chunks of EQ tokens that will help like some projects to achieve like some short-term goals in terms of their crowd loan campaigns. So expectedly, these boost bonuses will help them to acquire quite substantial amounts of liquidity in DOT for the bids during the parachain auctions on Polkadot. And actually, this is the opportunity to earn even more by staking on Equilibrium. Through xDOT and Equilibrium. And obviously, you know, for stakers or for liquidity providers who are actually actively participating in the crowd loans, this is a very unique opportunity because you guys are actually all benefiting from the crowd loan campaigns, right? Because you're earning some regular rewards that projects are paying in their tokens on DOT contributed to their crowd loan campaigns. And on top of that, you have the opportunity to earn quite interesting and lucrative bonuses in EQ tokens, which is really exciting. So it's definitely something that actually enhances the user experience with crowd loans. And given that you're receiving xDOT, which helps you to keep your DOT liquid, this is the absolutely unique opportunity for you guys. Yeah, so in terms of our roadmap, what we have done so far in terms of xDOT, just a quick breakdown of that. First of all, we have set up, obviously, the multi-signature wallets with trusted counterparties who are holding keys of that. Currently, we are collecting DOT for active crowd loans and also for Equilibrium. Just to remind you, we are offering also the early bird bonuses for those who are contributing for Equilibrium. And at this early stage, this bonus is 20%. So don't hesitate to put your DOT for Equilibrium already now. And this is actually like the collecting DOTs is already in progress. So then once each of projects available on the platform will be getting the slot on Polkadot, we'll be issuing xDOT on Genshiro. And we expect that this will happen very soon after first auctions will be over. So then we'll be bootstrapping liquidity for our automated market maker that Peter has explained in greater detail during his talk. And actually, they will be bootstrapping liquidity in the pair of xDOT to DOT. Okay, the guys are joining. Hey guys, once again, cool. Thanks very much for your presentations. That was really cool. Basically, two of you, I mean, Kenny and Martin, already running crowd loan campaigns. Darwinia is also collecting dots for their further participation in the crowd loan in the auctions, basically the second batch. So, how your experience has been so far? Who wants to start?
Well, I will start for this then. Okay. Well, how is the experience going so far? I think everyone who is going for that parachain slot for the first batch is working night and day, actually. Because there's so much that you need to take care of, not only community but also partners, and keep following everything that is going on as well on the parity side. So yeah, it's been it's been great, but it's not something that we haven't experienced before because we all did like Kusama, so we know what to expect, and this will help us a little bit to endure this one. I think everyone here is waiting for this for more than years now. So I think everyone is just so glad that it's finally here. So I'm actually, it's very chaotic and very stressful, but at the same time, I'm enjoying it every minute. So that's just my experience for the crowd.
Yeah, two things. One is it's really funny that you mentioned about, the auctions just creeping up and, all of a sudden they're just in your face. That's exactly what happened to us because, I don't know if people here know, but Manta Network, we had just done a token event called Squad Game. And now, it's kind of like, the Take Flight with Moon River and also a Kala sale. And so our goal was to end it on November 11th. And, that was our deadline. And we're like, you know what, this will be perfect because right as we end it, the parachains are probably going to begin, around December. And so this will be great. And then turns out that, the crowd loans for the parachains began a week before the 11th. Right. And then the actual auctions started on the 11th. And so there was a lot of there was this period of time where we were like juggling the Squad Game event as well as the actual parachain auction because we had no idea that it was coming. And so, that created a bit of chaos. And so, yes, I think definitely I'm in agreement that these things just came out of nowhere, but we're glad they're here. And then the other thing that I want to point out is, this is probably an experience that that you guys will share as well as soon as you get your auction settled on Kusama and then, move over to Polkadot. The ecosystems are entirely different, right? The contribution style, the types of people contributing, the strategies, everything's very different, right? And so people always say oh, Kusama is like the canary net, it's the test net, it's going to be like Polkadot, et cetera. Well, from our experience, right, what we've seen is that it's an entire different ecosystem, community, people, right? If you see the trend graphs for the contributions on Kusama, it's very stable. It's like a nice little slope, right? And for Polkadot, what you see is almost like a staircase, right? It's so a nice little slope, and then all of a sudden, a whale appears, and then another slope, and then another whale appears, right? And so that really shows you the difference between the communities because Kusama, there's not as many whales. And so what you see is this really stable incline of contribution from the community. Tells you that Kusama is very community and retail focused, right? Whereas on Polkadot, you have the staircase of whales that just emerge, right? And it's a cool feeling to have, but also means that, the Polkadot parachain auctions, you always have to be on your toes, right? Because one day you're in the lead and the next day you're not. It's crazy. We're already seeing that with Moonbeam and Akala, and it's the battle of the giants, and the rest of us are over here, our tiny selves looking and watching.
Yeah, I already mentioned it in my introduction that we learned a lot because it wasn't possible when we did the crowd loan on Kusama. It wasn't possible to offer this to our community. And if you look now for the Polkadot auctions, I believe everyone who's going now for a slot offers these kind of solutions to their community. Is it by themselves like a Gala, or is it through partners like us? But the solution is there, and that wasn't the case when the first auctions were happening on Kusama. So for us, it's a huge difference, and not only for us as a project, but also for the community. So I think it will be used on all auctions that are coming, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. So I think it's like needed for this to work actually.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks for sharing this experience. And I definitely agree that this kind of liquid DOT thing completely changed the whole environment. And unfortunately, you guys, like, we didn't have that during the first batch of Kusama auctions. But for now, we do have this opportunity on Polkadot and like xDOT built by us at Equilibrium, and other projects also help to keep stake dots, log dots for 2 years liquid, which is amazing. Katie, do you want to add something to that?
Yes, I think 3 things. And I'm trying to remember what the third one was. It was a really cool point. So I'd love to be able to remember that one. But while I'm thinking about it, so yes, the really interesting point is, you know, whenever we talk about crowd loans, especially to people who are new to the ecosystem, they don't quite understand this concept of like, we're not actually taking your DOT. You're not actually making a purchase. You're lending us DOT, and we're going to give it back to you. And same with KSM, right? And so I think liquid DOT, right, having that liquidity, having things like xDOT is very important because it helps people much more easily understand exactly what's happening, right? Because they put in their DOT, they get liquidity back, and they're like, okay, I get it. I actually get my DOT back, right? And so instead of waiting 96 weeks or 48 weeks, which like it basically to them is like, oh, well, that just basically means I made a purchase, because who knows what the market's going to look like, you know, 48 weeks from now or 96 weeks from now, right? Because the argument, and it's a logical argument. It's like, okay, well, if I put in my DOT right now, right, even if it's a quote unquote loan and I get the same exact amount of DOT back, right, it could be a very different value in fiat. It could be, you know, 5x or 10x what it is today, or it could be 5x or 10x less than what it is today. I don't even know if that makes mathematical sense, but you get the picture here, right? And so having that liquidity, I think, is very important for the just the ecosystem in general, especially on the consumer side, the people who are contributing. And so I think, you know, back to a previous point that Martin made, like this is why we see a large trend of people contributing through platforms like Equilibrium, right? Because people do want that liquidity for their DOT.
Okay, cool. Bree, do you want to say something, like at least from the perspective of the coming 2 years?
Yeah, right. For the coming 2 years. So for the coming 2 years, for the Darwinia roadmap, we're definitely to connect more chains to help Polkadot ecosystems to have more destinies to go outside the Polkadot ecosystem. So for Equilibrium, we'll come to integrate Darwinia Bridge to help you achieve more cross-chain, cross-chain utilities of your applications and expand the multi-chain user cases of Equilibrium ecosystem tokens and assets. Yeah, so really looking forward to our future potential integrations together. And Darwinia is also definitely going to developing the blockchain game evolution land. We're trying to have more continents built on more different blockchain networks, and we're going to support the NFT transfer for the Polkadot ecosystem project. So if you guys are going to have new applications in the area of NFTs and metaverse, and I'm really excited to see some future integrations of Equilibrium in GameFi area. Yeah, that's pretty exciting for the community as well. Yeah.
Pretty much we combine all the DeFi use cases here because we have come up with this novel approach of pricing stuff, and thanks to Polkadot, we don't use aggregates like people in DeFi usually use in Ethereum. So you don't set, interest rates per whole system and make each user pay the same amount of money when they borrow stuff, and make users earn the same amount of money when they lend stuff. And basically, with the help of off-chain workers and all the cool stuff we are offered from the Substrate and Polkadot side, we're able to build like some pretty amazing products. Basically, we price every borrower in our system uniquely, and they pay interest based on their portfolio and not based on some system utilization or based on the arbitrary interest rates users set within the system. So that's pretty much it.
You guys have really good analysis articles, and I would totally recommend reading them because they are very easy to understand and follow along. I was a big fan of the one that you guys did about the KSM contributions. Yeah, I think Alex is the one that published that one, but it was really informative. We passed it around internally, and I think everyone on our team read it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we'll definitely prepare something similar for Polkadot. It's always interesting to look at the way, the auctions go. But of course, as you said earlier, we see monsters here like Akala and Moonbeam, and then there's everyone else, but still interesting stuff. And moreover, the second batch is going to be, like a massacre in my opinion, because lots of different projects are going to be going out there, and then projects who didn't win slots in the first batch, they'll be also there, and so it's gonna be fierce competition. So wish us some luck.
Yeah.
I'm an NFT Dejan. Are you planning to drop some NFTs for your fellow contributors? Amazing. Are you guys planning to drop some NFTs to your contributors?
Yes.
Kenny, you're smiling.
I heard Darwinia is doing it too, right? I don't know if, but yeah, we're definitely dropping NFTs. So all contributors get an NFT for our contributions. But also, even more fun is that we have a referral program where you get 5% split, and it's called the Friends with Benefits program. And so everyone who uses a referral code or hands out a referral code gets a special Friends with Benefits NFT from Manta Network.
I'm a little bit embarrassed to even imagine how this NFTs will look like.
Imagine a giant manta ray and a little squid, and everything else is, you'll find out.
Okay. Just the mayor of imagination. Okay, cool. Martin, are you dropping any NFTs to your community?
I can't say anything about it, but there will be like a big surprise coming up. I'm not going to tell it here. It will be a little bit
announcement of the announcements.
When we are at Parachain, everyone will. Who knows?
Cool. Okay, we love announcements of announcements. This is how industry works. Okay, cool. Bree, do you have I'm assuming they have a full set of NFTs?
Oh yeah, we are definitely going to dropping NFTs. So you're going to have real yields, real utilities of these NFTs, because you can kind of set you up to kick off the cross-chain game Evolution Land. You're going to get a piece of land, mining drill, and also puzzles. And these puzzles are going to be put on your NFT land to do the mining job for you to mine those resources tokens. And then these puzzles are going to do the PV adventure for you to also, you're definitely going to put these resources into creating high level of mining drills, or put these resource tokens to the liquidity mining pool in our DeFi center called Farm in the game. So also Equilibrium, you guys are also doing all things amazing about DeFi. So our players are definitely looking forward to experience your applications in the game. So definitely we can talk about some potential integrations of your DeFi applications, or do some joint mining, joint liquidity pool in the game. Yeah, I guess the community would be very excited for that.
So another question, is there will be any future cooperation between Equilibrium, Manta, Astar, and Darwinia? So I would say that, first of all, like all of us, apparently, like at least at some points, we'll get slots on Polkadots, and definitely we will be anyways cooperating and collaborating on some particular things. Like I do have some considerations on my end, how we can work with all of you guys. I'm sure that, for example, Astar will have very vibrant ecosystem of projects which might be interested in integration with our DeFi platform in terms of like leveraging liquidity that we have in our liquidity pools and so on and so forth. And maybe like we do have, for example, stablecoin, which is native for Equilibrium called EQD, backed to dollar, backed by the basket of crypto collateral. And I'm sure that this stablecoin can be used on in the projects up and running on Astar, for example, right? Obviously, like the privacy issues that Kenny advocated here for. So we definitely would love to further explore opportunity to work together and provide more privacy to our users who are considering like trading on exchanges. I know that, for example, you know, front running on DEXs is a big issue, and actually privacy thing can help us to solve this problem as well. Darwinia is building bridges, right? And definitely we're looking forward to utilizing these bridges within our operations. I'm sure, like, for example, just a very practical use case here can be the bridge between substrates. As we mentioned, xDOT, for example, will have capabilities both on Polkadot and Kusama networks, but to move value between Polkadot and Kusama, we have the actual bridge up and running, and definitely Darwinia can be of help here. Thanks very much. Thanks everyone for joining us today. That's pretty much it. If you have any further questions, please join our community channels and ask them right away. Amazing. Cool. Good luck to everyone who is actually running the crowd loan campaigns in Polkadot right now. Thanks very much. Till soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.